Start with major news out of the nation's highest court. In a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court blocking President Biden's student loan debt relief plan.
All 3 liberal justices dissented, but the majority argue the Biden administration overstepped its authority in trying to cancel or reduce student loans for millions of Americans. Here's ABC's Rena Roy.
In a major blow to the Biden administration, the Supreme Court blocking the president's student loan forgiveness program in a 6-3 decision. The plan would have wiped out more than $400 billion in debt, up to $20,000 for millions of borrowers, like 33-year-old Ashley Robinson.
You're trying to make these payments. I know I've made at least 100 at this point. They haven't gone anywhere. So it literally is like a hamster wheel.
Federal student loan debt payments now set to restart once again in October after being paused for the last 3 years. President Biden reacting to the decision in an address to the nation.
And I know there are millions of Americans in this country who feel disappointed and discouraged or even a little bit angry. And I must admit I do too.
The White House had approved the debt relief plan under the HEROES Act, but Republican states pushed back, accusing the administration of executive overreach.
Whether or not you think student loan debt relief is a good policy, it's a policy that should be the result of legislation by laws passed by Congress and not by executive fiat.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer in a statement saying this disappointing and cruel ruling shows the callousness of the MAGA Republican-controlled Supreme Court. Advocates of the plan vowing to fight back.
So I think the message we want to send strongly to student loan borrowers is this is not over. We will have our day again in the court and we will eventually win.
As for a plan B, the president saying,
we will ground this new approach in a different law than my original plan, the so-called Higher Education Act.
And this Supreme Court decision will impact Black Americans the most, with one analysis by Brandeis University showing Black borrowers on average still owe 95% of their original student loans 20 years after applying for it. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
The effects of this decision will be felt by millions as student loan payments resume in September. Christina Mondragon joining us live from Newell. And Christina, what are students saying about this decision today?
Hi, Marcel. I'm here right outside Huger Hall on campus asking students about their loans being forgiven, but because of the ruling, that's off the table. Some UL students say they were hopeful about the idea of being able to move forward in their career after graduation without the burden of enormous debt, letting them start their careers with financial stability and independence. Now, since the ruling, many students deem it unfair and worrisome.
After you graduate from college and you're just in so much debt, it's kind of hard to start off with life. And I really think that just having a little bit of help would just make a difference in everyone's lives.
Coming up at 6, we hear more from this UL student about how loan forgiveness just benefits all. Live in Lafayette, Christina Mondragon, KATC TV3.